What are you doing? You should not drink water from here. But why? It is clean water. Water that looks clean may still have disease-carrying microorganisms and dissolved impurities which can cause illness. Really? Yes, you should drink purified water to stay safe. Water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. Water can be made safe for drinking. Can you tell why we boil water before drinking? Because boiling kills the harmful microorganisms present in the water. Another method of purifying water is chlorination. It is a chemical method. It is done by adding chlorine tablets to the water.
Earth is a watery planet, yet water is a precious commodity. Can you guess why? This is because just 3% of all the water available on Earth is fresh water. The rest, 97%, is saline water of the oceans. Out of this 3%, the surface water of rivers, lakes, or springs forms an even smaller percentage. Fresh water from various sources may contain disease-causing germs and impurities. Large-scale water purification is done before it reaches our homes. So, let's see the journey of water before it reaches our home. At the end of this module, you will be able to define and describe sedimentation, filtration, and aeration, describe the process of chlorination and adding disinfectants, describe the journey of water from the sources to our homes. Here is a simplified diagram of a water treatment plant. Fresh water from the rivers and lakes are taken through pipes to large water treatment plants for purification. In the first stage of purification, water is pumped and stored in large sedimentation tanks. Alum is commonly used as a coagulant which forces tiny particles of dirt to stick together and settle down. In the second stage, water is carried from sedimentation tanks to the filtration tanks. Here, water is passed through the beds of charcoal, sand, and gravel. This process removes the remaining suspended impurities. The third stage of purification process is aeration. Air is passed through the filtered water in the reservoir by a pump with air diffusers. The circulation of air reduces the concentration of taste and odor-causing substances. This process is known as aeration. Disinfecting is the first stage of the purification process. In this stage, water is carried from the aeration tank to the disinfectant tank. Adding disinfectants such as chlorine destroys disease-causing organisms in water. Ultraviolet radiation and oxidative chemicals such as potassium permanganate and ozone are also used for disinfecting water. What's next? Yes. Now the water is purified and ready to drink. This water is stored in the storage tanks and supplied in towns through underground pipes. Thus, water undergoes several processes before it reaches our taps as potable water. To make our tap water extra safe for drinking, we can follow some very simple methods in our kitchen. A simple filter directly fitted to the kitchen tap. Boiling. The process of killing harmful germs by boiling is called sterilization of water. Boiling the water for 1 more minute after it reaches a rolling boil makes it safe for drinking. Remember, if you need to use bottled water anytime, check for these. Bureau of Indian Standards, BIS mark. The seal is intact and there is no leakage from the bottle. The manufacturing date and best before date. Crush or puncture the bottle after every use to ensure that the same bottle is not used to refill water again.
Introduction. See this lake. Earlier this was a tourist spot. Now people avoid coming here. What is responsible for it? Yes, it is the foul-smelling polluted water of the lake. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to define water pollution, describe the sources of water pollution, describe the harmful effects of pollution, discuss the measures of pollution prevention. Water is an essential part of human, animal, and plant life. Living things cannot live without water. It is said that life originated in water and gradually shifted to land. But the connection and importance of water still remains the same. Water is essential for every living organism to grow and flourish. Look at these activities. What is common in these activities? Yes, you are correct. All these activities highlight the uses of water. We know that 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water and it is the most precious natural resource on our planet. Do you know from where this water comes? It comes from natural sources like lakes, rivers, and oceans, industries, and other ways from cities and towns. The chemicals released from industries like arsenic, lead, and fluorides lead to toxicity in plants and animals. Often the factories and power plants use normal water to cool their machinery and then release hot water. It heats up the water body and aquatic animals die in it. Have you seen ponds which look green from a distance? This is due to algae grown in it. Do you know how these algae grow in the pond? During rainfall, large amount of fertilizers get washed from the fields and fall on the ponds and rivers. These washed off fertilizers act as nutrients for algae to flourish. When these algae die, they serve as food for the decomposers like bacteria. Bacteria use up most of the oxygen in the water, and as a result, the fish and other aquatic animals die due to lack of oxygen. Also, people bathe, wash clothes, and defecate in the rivers and ponds. They also throw garbage, flowers, and non-biodegradable polythene bags into the river. Many rivers have become dead due to a high level of pollution, and aquatic life cannot survive in them. The waste materials that pollute the water are called water pollutants. What are you doing? You should not drink water from here. But why? It is clean water. Water that looks clean may still have disease-carrying microorganisms and dissolved impurities which can cause illness. Really? Yes, you should drink purified water to stay safe. Water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. Water can be made safe for drinking. Can you tell why we boil water before drinking? Because boiling kills the harmful microorganisms present in the water. Another method of purifying water is chlorination. It is a chemical method. It is done by adding chlorine tablets to the water. Students, you need to help to control water pollution. These are some simple ways. Do not dispose of polluted water directly into rivers and lakes before its treatment. Reuse water that is used for washing vegetables for watering the plants in the garden. Reduce, reuse, and recycle should be our mantra to control water pollution. Government also took measures to prevent the water pollution of rivers of the country. For example, Ganga Action Plan was launched in 1985. It aimed to reduce the pollution levels in the river. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Water pollution is the contamination of water by substances harmful to life. Sewage, agricultural chemicals, and industrial wastes are some of the major contaminants of water. Water which is purified and fit for drinking is known as potable water. It is necessary to take measures to prevent water pollution in order to have safe drinking water and the water for other uses.